Welcome, you guys. Today I'm gonna be interviewing Maci Morris. Hi, girl. Okay, she's on. I'm gonna add her. There we go. Hello, Andrew. Hi, Maci.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for getting on with me. I'm excited.
No, no problem.
I'm good though, thank you. So for those of you guys who are getting on or are gonna watch, this is Maci Morris. She played at Kentucky. And got drafted to Italy. So today we're just going to kind of talk about the quarantine, how it's affected her schedule and her routine and stuff. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about her experience in Italy. So, Maci, I'm excited. What have you been doing over this quarantine? What has been your new routine?
I don't really have a routine, but every day I just wake up, I try to read my Bible and do like a devotional or something. I work out, and then the rest of the day is just like up in the air what I do from either I'm being lazy or
Mm,
um, going outside and doing something like in the yard, helping my parents do something, or it's just random stuff. So.
fun. Same for me. So what about training? Like, are you doing any like type of trainings to like stay in shape or like occasional? I know this is like so up in the air about like what we're gonna do with anything, sports included. But what is your routine for that? I know you're probably so used to training all the time.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to somebody today about how this has been like such a long period for me of not doing anything.
Mm.
So it's kind of weird, but I definitely have just been trying to stay in shape as much as I can. My parents have moved last year, so I don't really have a goal or anything to shoot ball on. I try to go to a local park and try to shoot as much as I can there, and um, I just do home workouts, run in the yard, run in the driveway, just to stay in shape or run down the road, just however I can do something. And just I have like some home weights that I do different things with um, that way. But yeah, it's definitely different and especially different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely something new for probably you who's used to doing stuff like round the clock all year long for the past so many years. So
hmm
that's pretty cool. I know you probably know about how the SEC has like, of course, canceled their sports this year for indefinitely, but for what about like those senior athletes, maybe who are seniors this year or even high school senior athletes? What would you kind of say to them, I guess, or I guess what kind of conversations have you maybe had about it? Because for a lot of those people, this was their shot. Like they probably feel so lost right now. What would you say to like people who are in that situation?
It's a hard situation, and like obviously nobody's really went through something like this, and so for me it is a difficult thing to talk about. But I would just encourage them, and the ones I have talked to, I have encouraged them just to stay positive and like understand like there's a purpose for this, and like
Yeah,
where you're supposed to be, you're going to be you're going to end up where you need to be. And
exactly.
I mean, I think all athletes they have that trait of work, of hard work and determination. And so if continuing to play professionally is what they want to do, I feel like that those that know they can do that next step, that they will definitely try to do that. For the ones that's like this was like the last time they'd ever do their sport. I mean, it's super sad. I hate it for them. I couldn't even imagine what's going through their
Yeah.
mind, and I'm just sorry.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard situation to be in. And, I've thought about it a lot because I have a sister right now who's a senior in high school.
hmm
Thank God she signed her junior year because she does track. But thank
Yeah.
God she signed her junior year because I know, like, even with my brother, my older brother, he signed his senior year. Like, so many people I know, that is the crucial year, to
hmm
find something and to get looks and different things. And some people, you're in high school still, you're still young, so you procrastinate and you're like, okay, like I still have that whole senior season. And then something like this happens and it's like, So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I would
What
definitely. Oh, I'm
um
sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, just definitely puts in perspective to like never take what you're doing now for granted and to always go your hardest and just even on your bad days to give it your all because you never know when it is going to be your last day doing this something that you love.
Right. That's definitely a huge lesson. I think a lot of athletes are learning right now. Just and again, you know, stepping away from this, I think this gives a lot of athletes time to think like, okay, what will I do from here? Like, what happens if something like this were to completely ruin sports? Which I pray that will never happen because my life will be so sad. But you know, like, what happens if this? And they're allowed to step back and be like, okay, let me think normally, you know, let me think,
Hmm.
what if I didn't have this? How would I feed my family, or how would I feed myself? So, you know, it has its pros and cons, but I definitely think that this is something that allows people to just breathe and understand, like, and think.
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
Taylor, I love you. But yeah, so something else like along those lines, I've been asking people. This is a really important time right now. I think for a lot of us to, like we said, get our stuff together and breathe. But a lot of people also kind of are having a hard time coping. I've talked to a lot of different athletes that are just kind of saying, like, I really don't know what to do right now. Um, what would you say, I guess, for those who are thinking like, not negatively, but it's just kind of harder for them to adapt to a change this drastic?
Yeah, like for me, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play again because they don't know if they're going to have a season overseas or not. I know they postponed the WNBA season, so it's like up in the air for me. So like I definitely get how it's frustrating and can be discouraging, but again, just sometimes you got to stay positive and I know right now it's hard to, but you have to just like take it day by day and just look at what you can get out of it, make the most out of your situation. And so like you were talking about for a lot of athletes right now is a time where it's slowed down a lot for us, and so maybe just like looking into things that you enjoy doing outside of your sport. I know for me, a lot of my friends are like, what do you do like to do besides like play basketball? And I'm like, I don't really know. Like I
I've
have
heard a
certain
lot
things
about.
like fishing and like little things like that, but I'm like, I don't really have any hobbies that I really
Yeah, like
enjoy outside of
passion.
basketball because
Mhm.
I mean that's all I've done my whole life. So um I would definitely just say take a step back and just learn different things and just take advantage of this opportunity of where you're stuck at home that you can learn a new skill or do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So have you stepped back? Have you got the chance to step back and say like, you know, when your friends have asked you that, have you come up with anything? What is something that you would love to do outside of basketball?
Um, I when I was younger, I loved art and
Hmm.
I actually wanted to be an artist when I was little, and so I've kind of got back into doing that drawing and coloring, painting, all that good stuff, and it's just been really relaxing. And with basketball, usually, especially like this time, I'd be working out, doing workouts during the middle of the day, or during the summer, I'll have like summer workouts, and so this will be like the first summer that I'm completely off.
Yeah.
And so just to be able to go outside and enjoy being outdoors, going on hikes, being on the lake, those are things I love to do. And so I'm really excited about that.
Good. This is gonna be that. This is a great time, you know, to find that and to do different things. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So what was I gonna say next? Oh, tell us about Italy. For those, I mean, probably all of you guys know, Macy went and played a season overseas in Italy, and um, I want to know. Well, someone asked, "What position do you play?" So I can answer that for you.
I'm a shooting guard. That's my position.
Yeah, she played shooting guard for Kentucky and then went to Italy. So tell us about your experience. I want to know, like, when you first found out, like, what did you think, and then fast forward to like when you were in Italy, like, how did your mind change?
Yeah, so I was really just excited because I've always wanted to play professionally, and so um, being able to go to a beautiful country like Italy, I was super excited because with UK we went over there and did like our overseas little tour, I guess they call it. But just to be able to live there for as long as I did and experience their culture, get to experience different food, and just learn a little bit of the language. I didn't learn much, but a little bit of it, and it was awesome. But I was super excited once my agent told me like the three countries that he narrowed it down to, and then once we decided which one I was going to go with, um, Italy was felt like the best fit, and I was right. The teammates there, they were so nice, and like the whole organization, they were super sweet and helped me adjust as best they could. Um, and then once the virus hit, I got a little nervous, I guess, because not really, I wasn't really afraid of getting the virus, but I was more afraid of not being able to get home. And
Right.
so we were just trying to like rush that process of just getting a plane ticket and get me out of there.
So how was your season? How did you do? I didn't really get to keep up with the season or like different things that happened, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I had a really good season. I think I was averaging 15 or 16 points. And then my team, we were doing really well. And then like we was going to make playoffs. We made another tournament and that they hadn't made ever before. So it was really cool just to help them do that. Um, and so I was really excited to see how far we could go in the playoffs, but unfortunately it got cut short.
Yeah.
So
So where were you in that process? So like when you found out this was happening or this was getting to a place where it was like, okay, you have to make changes. Where were you and like where were you all in the season?
So we were our season would have ended or like mid-April and we were finding out and they were canceling game February. And so we only had like 2 more months to go and then so I had been over there since August.
Mm.
So we was almost finished. But I was in my apartment with my roommate and she like her brother actually told her and then like she told me that like Italy had went on shut or lockdown. And so that meant like we couldn't practice anymore, we couldn't do anything. And so we were like, oh snap. And then like we had like our team meetings for them to explain what was going to go on. And then like our lives didn't really change too much. I mean, businesses and stuff they closed earlier and only the essential businesses were open. And so like the grocery stores and stuff. So we were really just like hanging out in our apartment all day, um, just waiting to find out like what was going to happen. And um, then they postponed the whole season starting again to April 3rd. And then my agent's like, yeah, there's no reason for you to be waiting that long. So we're
Right.
going to try to get you back. And then like after that happened, um, the travel ban was announced and I left Thursday and the travel ban was supposed to go in place Friday. So it
Oh
was a
my
close
God.
call.
That was so close. That's awesome though. I read a lot about that story because it was like I guess someone had interviewed you or did they like
Hmm.
write a little story about that? Yeah, I had read
Yeah,
that story and I was like, that's crazy. But good, we're happy you made it back.
I'm happy
Um,
too.
so yeah, I'm sure you are. So, you know, I know you've been home. I know you've been bored and doing different things. You said you've been doing a lot of art. Have you been in the kitchen? I like to ask, you know, the few people I've been interviewing,
Hmm.
have you guys been in the you've been making?
Yeah, so I love food, love to cook. So just breakfast. I made like cinnamon rolls, like your typical American breakfast with like eggs and toast and
Yeah.
bacon and pancakes, French toast,
Mhm.
um, sausage, I guess. And then I like making different pastas. So I make a spinach mushroom pasta with like a cream cheese sauce, a really creamy cheese sauce, and um, I usually pair that with like bread and like another side or something, like a salad or something. So
Mm.
yeah.
I guess Italy was the perfect country for you to go to.
Oh, for sure. Like their food is amazing, especially the pasta. You can't beat it.
Yeah. Pasta is absolutely my favorite dish ever. Olive Garden used to be like the place I would always like, I have to go there. I want to go there. I need to go there. But yeah, I can't imagine Italy. Like that's Olive Garden 6.0.
For sure. Yeah, you if you love pasta, you definitely need to go to Italy.
That's cool. Okay, okay. So in Italy, what do you think would be like the biggest, like, I guess, cool fact that you learned, like, compared to America?
Hmm. I
Or
guess
like the
because
biggest difference, maybe?
yeah, they don't use air conditioning, and so that was really surprising to me. And
Oh
so
my
when I
God.
went over like they have it in the grocery stores, but like in their homes, they don't have it. And so I got over there in August, which it was super hot.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, there's no air conditioning. They're like, no, you just have to open your windows up and like
No.
get a fan going. And I was like, great.
Of
Because I
course.
love
And
like when I
it's really
sleep,
hot.
like I want it cold.
Yeah, I love it cold too when I sleep. Isn't it really hot over there, like all the time, or no?
So like down south it is.
Uh,
It gets I was in the middle, and then I think the coldest it got was maybe 30, 40 degrees.
oh,
But even in like January and February, it was like in the 50s. So
oh
it was
gosh.
nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to ask you. Did you have anything you wanted to tell like your fans or say anything about I don't know
Um,
Kentucky? Maybe. Have you been back to Lexington? Or
no,
I know
I haven't.
you're from Pikeville, right?
Pineville.
Pineville. Okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. See, I'm from. I don't know if you know where Moorhead is. Do you know where that is, or have you heard of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I know
Yeah.
where
So
my
that's
head's
where
at.
I'm
Okay.
from. But yeah, I knew you were from Kentucky. I just didn't know which part. But Pineville. Okay. Where
Hmm.
is that towards? I don't know if I know that
It's
area.
southeastern. So have you ever heard of Harlan or Corbin?
Yeah, it's Harlan County. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally right beside Harlan.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, yeah. So that's small. It's like a smaller area.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah. Mine is definitely small too. We have a college though, but it's still not very big at all.
Yeah, we
Like
I don't really know what we could say we have. A town. That's what we
definitely.
have.
I'm from the same area, so not area, but the same type of place.
Yeah, I
So
got
no judgment here.
what you're saying.
So, do you know when you'll be back in Lexington next? Like, I know, like as far as basketball, it's up in the air. But do you have
Mhm.
anybody, I guess, back here that you still talk to, or still hang out with, or come to
Uh,
see?
yeah, so one of like I have several friends up there that are stuck up there right now.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know when I'll be back up there because I can't really hang out with anybody or do anything up there. So it's
yeah.
just like I guess whenever this quarantine ban is lifted, that's when I'll go make my rounds.
Make, yeah, make the plans, like the trips. The same. I cannot wait till this is lifted.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
it's like gonna be so exciting. But I was gonna ask you one more thing. So whenever, who from the team, from your Kentucky team, do you talk to the most? Who are you like super close with, or maybe who did you like start out like not knowing at all, and then just be like, wow, this is like a sister to me.
Definitely Taylor Murray. We came in and she's just like super quiet and she didn't really say much. And then,
Shout out
I mean,
Taylor.
we lived 4 years together, so it's like we have this bond that's like inseparable. Like now, so I mean, she's my sis. And then,
That's awesome.
Blair Green. I mean, I grew up with Blair, and then she's there now. And then also, Mackenzie Can. She's moved to Florida now, but we still keep in contact like every day as well. So I've made some great friends there, and so
Good, 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 good. What are they? What kind of conversations have you had like to them about this? I guess what are they like doing? What are they thinking?
so Tay's kind of just like in the same boat I am. We're just working out, hanging out, and
Mhm.
just waiting to hear some news about what's going to be going on. Mackenzie's actually she's working down in Florida. She works at a vet clinic, and
Oh,
so she's I guess an essential worker. So
yeah.
she's still at work, and then Blair. She just got a puppy, and so she's at home enjoying her time with her puppy.
That's sweet. I guess that's something that will definitely keep you company.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing. Good, good, good. Well, I guess that's all I have for you. Thank you for getting on here and just
Oh,
talking to
no
me.
problem.
I really, now that I'm not in the office or in the studios, I'm like trying to find something to occupy my time, and this makes me happy. So,
Yeah,
thank
for
you.
sure. Yeah, so what have you been up to? You've been asking me questions. I'm asking you a
I
question.
know. Ask me something. Nothing at all. Like I have a 2-year-old, so
Oh.
basically, I'm quarantining. Me and him are quarantining. We do not leave. I mean, unless I go to the grocery, and he
Mhm.
gets so excited just to do that. So I take him outside often. Just like our park is closed. That's near our house, so that's
Mhm.
unfortunate. But we'll just go like I don't know, hit his ball or like dribble because he's obsessed with dribbling. But yeah, we'll do that. But we're actually driving each other crazy, I think, sitting in this
Oh,
house.
yeah. Well, I guess you're glad that you get to spend so much time with him now, though.
I know, I really am, because that's what I was talking to a few different people about. I started with Jaron Shelby.
Mhm.
He plays baseball here at Kentucky, but I'm sure you know him. We all us Kentucky people know
Yeah.
each other. But yeah, we started first, and just talking about how this is really, to me, I'm like really blessed. It's hard for a lot of people, and I hate like the circumstances as far as like people getting sick and like actually dying.
Mhm.
But I'm just blessed and thankful that I'm protected for now, and I'm able to just not rush all the time. Because me, I'm like always running from job to job, or like just like worried about something or trying to get stuff together, done. But now I'm actually able to like sit back and, even like you said, think about other things, like what makes me happy outside of like my actual job and like
Right.
my 9 to 5 every day. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think of it also as just a blessing and something that, you know, just try to capitalize off of.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're getting to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying. It sucks though, because I mean, I don't know. There's pros and cons. That's a whole
Oh,
different
for sure.
conversation. There's pros and cons. But yeah, I hope you have a good night. Thank you so much
Thank
for getting
you.
on
You too.
again.
Oh, no problem.
We'll like I'll get lunch or something if you when you come back. I don't know. Hopefully, if the summer is a go.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be
Yeah.
off. I'd be down for that though.
Okay. Good. 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 Well, thank you. Have a good night, and
You
I
too.
wish you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, girl.
Bye.